Hi, this is Heidi, episode 32, Help Disappointed Teens. Life isn't a spectator sport. Success comes to those who show up every single day with a pocket full of courage, grit, and a little sparkle. Friends and family, how are things in your world? This morning, I got a text from my sister who lives in Utah saying that they just had an earthquake that registered as a 5.7 magnitude earthquake. Oh my goodness. And then I started getting texts from a lot of my good friends that live there. Wow, what a wild week. It's kind of hard to process and believe what's going on. Our family is trying to take it one day at a time. My daughter and I went to Costco to buy even more food and supplies as we're not really sure what the next few weeks are going to look like here in the Boston suburbs. They were so good at cleaning the shopping cart handles as we walked in. They limited how many people were in the store, and every other register was open to keep us far apart from each other. It's weird for me to be shopping with my teenage kids who are usually at school or I don't have to take them. Today we filled 2 carts. Remember, we're feeding 5 big people and 2 teenage boys require a lot of food. Now, our family is using this time in part to also clean out drawers, rooms, take things to the dump. I can see another episode in the future about how this pandemic pause and reset is an opportunity for us to edit out more than stuff, edit our minds, our activities, edit what we allow into our heads and to influence us. Now, for this episode, I want to focus on the uncertainty and disappointment many of our teenagers, especially older teens, are experiencing right now. Many were ripped from their schools, college or high school, with no warning. These are places where they spend the majority of their time during the week. For those in high school, they could have spent almost 13 years with these same children. My kids have grown up in this city and they do go to school with other peers that they've known almost their whole lives. My children came home from school last Wednesday completely unaware that they were not going back. Later today, I'm taking my daughter to clean out her locker. Somehow my sons don't use their lockers. So kids didn't say goodbye to each other, which isn't as big a deal now since they can be connected to each other electronically. But still, it's a big, sudden change and more unsettling than just a snow day or leaving for a week or spring break. They don't know when they'll see each other again in person. And right now, seniors are unsure if they will have prom or maybe even graduation. Many colleges have canceled their graduation ceremonies, which occur earlier in May. Seniors of either high school or college have literally worked their whole lives for these celebrations. Now, of course, they'll still be graduates, but they want to be celebrated. They want the euphoria and honor of being celebrated in front of their family and friends. And we haven't heard definitively, but at this point, spring sports are delayed and quite possibly canceled. Seniors won't play their last season of lacrosse or baseball or track or tennis or any of the other spring sports. A friend was telling me of a senior athlete recruited to a D1 college for a spring sport who now won't compete in her last high school season, and she feels some anxiety about maybe being less prepared when she gets to college as an athlete. Of course, no one is competing right now, but it's still on her mind. Now, I spoke with some seniors because I think it's important that we as parents really understand what's causing their disappointment and frustration, because it's very important that we recognize that these are very real problems and emotions that we need to help them navigate right now, since there also hasn't been any precedence for how to handle this kind of weird scenario. Now, a big part of their frustration comes from the fact that so suddenly the life they've known with their close friends has been ripped right out from under them. They've watched seniors in past years be honored and be special as they end their high school careers, and it looks like they possibly won't have prom or graduation or senior sports nights or senior breakfasts or senior trips or every other way that seniors celebrate and bond together. Each of these activities is a way our children end and kind of put a period on this part of their life. They know college and other seasons are ahead. It just feels very weird and unsettling to them to possibly have to move forward without having really ended this big part of their life. So they're feeling confusion over possibly not having closure again on this giant chapter of their lives. Athletes might not be able to play in this last season of their high school career. Many seniors are looking forward to being captains, sharing sports clips with colleges, being honored with their parents at senior games. They wanted this season to step up as leaders. Every other season, they supported the captains, and now it's their chance to lead. Many seniors also have not made their decisions yet on where to go to college, and it's still March. Every single senior I talked with told me about how they had to cancel travel plans to do in-person tours of colleges. And we all know how important it is to see a college in person and see if you like the vibe on campus. Now, luckily, schools have virtual tours, which are helpful, but these kids want to go see the schools, and this is stressful for them. And some have heard that colleges may be a little slower to release decisions and scholarships because of the college shutdowns. Now, here are emotions that I heard them say that they're feeling. Disappointment and frustration were the two strongest emotions, but it was also helpless, out of control, confusion, stressed. So it's not just disappointment that they can't wear that amazing prom dress that they were just posting online to make sure that another girl wasn't wearing. It's a concoction of disappointment along with uncertainty of how the future will play out. They want to choose the best college for their next season, but they're going to have to do it using slightly different methods than they thought. So before I give you some tips and tools to help you and them navigate this, I first want you to know how important it is that you recognize and honor what they are feeling. Do not tell them that they shouldn't feel disappointed or frustrated or the such. They are feeling what they're feeling because of their life experiences up to this point, which really has been a lifetime of preparing for the right now. And this right now looks a lot different than they expected. When we tell people that they shouldn't be feeling what they're feeling, it's a way of emotionally gaslighting people. And gaslighting is a term taken from a 1940s movie with Angela Lansbury, where a man tries to make his wife go insane by dimming the lights, then saying, "Oh no, the lights aren't going off," to make her question her reality. We don't want to have our teens questioning their emotions right now. We want them to know it's okay to feel these feelings. Ask them exactly what they're feeling. Ask them to describe it. Ask them to write down what they're thinking. Tell them these feelings are okay. In fact, negative emotions are an important part of life, and they help us feel positive emotions in a much bigger way if we allow them. You can even be honest with your teen about your disappointment in possibly not experiencing these milestones with them. Of course, you can have a graduation party for them at any time you want, but don't feel that you need to hide your emotions from your teen. Just be aware that they are watching how you process them. Nothing outside of you is causing them. It's your thoughts. I really wanted to watch Jane run in her last track season. That is causing the disappointment. Jane isn't causing it. The track season isn't causing it. In fact, the COVID-19 virus also isn't causing the disappointment. It's our thoughts creating these emotions. The way you handle this will be an amazing example to your teens and can be a wonderful lesson in resiliency and adapting. The teens are feeling a huge void of personal contact with their friends that they've seen every day for maybe a decade now. Yes, this is the social media generation, and they aren't dependent on a phone with a cord attached to the wall to connect with one another. But every single teen said this. They miss seeing each other in person. They all admitted social media only goes so far, and after a few minutes, it isn't helping them feel better or use this strange time to be productive. Help them find ways to stay connected with their friends. Suggest apps they could use that maybe they haven't thought of. Even Marco Polo. My kids call that a mom app. But that's a great app for them to create groups with friends and share their feelings and experiences with one another. So please help them find ways to stay connected. The teens say how funny and uplifting it is to see the memes being created about this whole experience. They feel like they're the meme generation. The humor is really helping them handle this. Find ways that you can find the humor and make your home environment uplifting and positive. Part of this is also limiting and selecting what news you have on, what you discuss with your spouse. Your older teens hear all of the headlines, but they don't have the wisdom or experience to know how to interpret some of the things they're hearing. They don't know what to take with a grain of salt or what is real, justified news headlines. And they want to stay moving physically. Encourage them to stay moving. And it's awesome if they can do it with you. Go on walks with them, even if they say no at first, or the second or third time you ask, like my kids. Exercise and staying active will help them with their stress and anxiety that they're feeling, and they'll be less likely to slip into a deeper emotional funk. Now, listen, parents, this is the amazing part. This is what is very special about the possibility of this situation happening right now. All of a sudden, you have a lot more time with your teen than you've ever possibly had before. And don't tell your kids I told you this, okay? But they've told me, for real, they really appreciate and are grateful that they can make memories with you. They really appreciate and are grateful that they can make memories with you. They didn't have this amount of time with you before. All of a sudden, you are stuck at home with lots of board games that you haven't pulled out for years. You do have the time to sit and discuss world events with very intellectual and educated kids. You can watch shows together and discuss them. My husband is ordering a big Lego set today that all the kids have voted on that we should get. I'm the only one that's not excited since I have no idea where we're going to put it when it's done. But you know what? I don't care. I see the Legos as a way for us to go through this virus quarantine experience together and make it positive. Now, if your child is a senior, they might be leaving your house in a few months to only return at holidays and maybe summers. It's possible you've been given an amazing gift you would have paid millions for prior. You're being given time. And even if your kids aren't seniors, or maybe they just came home from college quite suddenly, this is a priceless gift. What do you want to make of this gift? How do you want to experience it together? Can you share with them parts of your life that are challenging for you right now and maybe show some vulnerability? Can you teach them lessons in resiliency that right now, with their maturity, they can actually learn from and remember as they go off into the world? Every teen said that their parents' attitude can really change their attitude. If you're confident that everything will work out, your teen will see this confidence and it will rub off on them. Chaos is contagious, but so is calm. Calm and confidence don't mean that you have the answers. They're just emotions that come from thinking, no matter what, everything will be okay. And it isn't a problem that we don't know the answers yet. We will know the answers when we need to know them. And when your teen has made decisions about their future, reinforce that they made the best decision with the information they have. Don't second guess it in front of them. Don't feed any uncertainty. More than anyone in the world right now, your teen is desperately clinging on to your support and love. So I want to be clear, when I suggest you honor and allow the negative feelings in your teens, it doesn't mean that you try to keep them stuck in there longer than they need. They want to feel better. They want to know their future is even brighter than they thought. Help them see how the world is coming together, and we have the tools and technology to conquer this. Maybe they will even be part of the solution. Show them by example that supporting and serving each other, even while we are socially distant, is important. This helps them feel empowered versus being the victim in this situation. Also, be patient with them. The hormones are still running wild. Remember back in your life at their standpoint. Have compassion, empathy, and be patient. I do feel for these teens. If I could wave a magic wand, we'd go back to normal life so they can have the milestones they've been looking forward to. I want all you parents to also have the special milestones that you've also worked to. I do wonder, though, that if we look a lot deeper into the possibility of today, is there something hidden that's a milestone or a memory or experience that could be even more life-changing than a prom or an in-person college tour? Are there relationships that we all didn't realize need to be strengthened and fortified so our kids' futures are even more bright? I don't know, but that is my goal, to make the very best of the situation. I want to look back and know I handled it the best I could, and to know we came out better on the other side. Because it's usually in deep struggles and suffering that we grow the most, that the diamonds and pearls are really polished to shine in the future. The purpose of life coaching isn't to make you feel better all the time. I help you feel whatever you need to feel. I help you see how you are creating your emotions and help you intentionally choose what you want to feel. Maybe disappointment is the most useful emotion now, but tomorrow it may be hope. Having someone guide you through this is the best investment and changes your brain for lifelong benefits. The benefit of improving your relationship with your teen is that your own confidence grows. Your relationship with your spouse or partner improves dramatically. You perform better at work. It's really amazing. The results are priceless, just like this time with your teen. I can help you. This time with your teen is shrinking. Don't put off changing how you experience them. Sign up for a free phone call on HeidiBenjaminson.com that I promise will have you looking at your teen differently in just 30 minutes. This is another gift of this new time you have. You have time to care for your wellness. And what a great example that is to your family. I'll be back soon with another episode to help you navigate our suddenly stay-at-home life. Stay safe and well, and go love on your teen.